Good evening, everyone. So, I just pray to God to have me send whatever message He wants me to send. So, I don't really know what this video is about yet. I feel it's important to help people understand the difference, basically, because there's worldly awakening, waking up to the truth of the reality that we all share, waking up to the corruption, the motivating factors for corruption being capitalism, among other things. So, Awakening 101, a video I did, just briefly discussed the military-industrial complex, the pharmaceutical-industrial complex, how we make it really easy to profit off of war, and we make it really easy to profit off of sickness. So that's basically what I covered there, is just awakening, to what's going on in the world, to the harmful, carcinogenic ingredients in vaccines. I don't think I touched on the fact, or I guess on the interesting point, that Bill Gates and the elite are very concerned about overpopulation, as well as a lot of other people, but yet they're insisting all of us to get vaccines to save our lives. Now, those two don't go hand in hand. They don't want us to continue overpopulating the planet, but yet they're telling us to get vaccines so that we can, save lives, save our lives, save our children's lives. Those two just do not go hand in hand. So I think it's really important at this time to understand how Lucifer, how Satan, the fallen angel, has worked his way into the society that we now live in, and is, in a way, puppet mastering the leaders of the world that we live in today. I think most people, if you're just even slightly awakening, know that the elite, the people who control the majority of the wealth in the world, and have created, indeed, the system, the world system that we all now live in, has been ultimately authored by these guys, who are mostly Luciferian. They worship the devil. All of that seems pretty clear to me, based on the rituals that they do, all of which seem very dark and strange, based on the Illuminati in the music industry. So I guess this is like Awakening 1:15 or something, because now we're transitioning from kind of the worldly, the evil deeds, going on in our world, transitioning kind of into the how the spiritual aspect plays a part in that, and moving into true awakening, which is awakening of divine consciousness within ourselves. That's the most important awakening. And while I won't talk about Archangel Michael much in this video, but I will say that Archangel Michael helped me to realize my true nature within. After I got out of the Marines, I met him. We were friends for a while. He appeared just as any other human being, except with radiant eyes and a powerful, powerful spirit. And he showed me things, which is a whole other video that I'll get into. But essentially, he helped to push me in the right direction toward self-inquiry, which after that, I ran into Ramana Maharshi, who was a saint in the early 1900s to mid 1900, who taught people about self-inquiry, which is really just getting close to God within you. That's really all it's about. He uses different terminology. He's not a religious saint. He's just a good, kind man, a realized being, in a troubled world. Well, he was in his time. He left his body in the beginning of 1950, 1951 or whatever. But essentially, if you listen to him, if you listen to so many different saints, and the wisdom of saints around the world, all eventually points us within, revealing that the world itself is an illusion. It is a play of God, and ultimately we are one with God. There is no other. Duality itself is the illusion in which Lucifer, Satan, is allowed to trick us into playing, into continuing, at the cost and great suffering of life. But, so, I guess I'll just title this video Awakening 115, which is a more advanced course. But ironically, I think it's probably the first thing that's necessary, because I know a lot of people who are awakened to what's physically going on in the world, the manipulation of our food supply, the abuse of animals in factory farms, the corruption in government in high places, in these worldly matters. But they have no, they're aware of what's going on, but they have no spirit, to speak of. They haven't realized their own divine consciousness, which is God. Because all God is what I would call a great, omnipresent designer. It's the seer, the one that's looking from my eyes directly into your eyes, as your eyes are looking into mine. The seer is the same, even if it's being seen through your eyes, or my eyes, or anyone's eyes, through the plant, through the plants, through the animals, through us. He is the looker. God is the looker. He's the seer. He's the witness of all creation, all time and space. He's also before the creation of the universe, before the Big Bang. He was. After the destruction of the universe, he is and will be. It is. I don't necessarily know if it's a guy. But this is what the Creator will have me impart to you before I finish up this video here. I and God are one. The body is a mechanism for consciousness to express through. This is my own take on it, but it's the same wisdom that you'll get throughout the ages, from the great saints and sages, from the great Christian mystics and the great pastors, and because there are still some that speak the true word of God. Even in Psalm 82:6, it says, "Ye are all God's children of the Most High." If you spend a lot of time, meditate, get to know that, get to know who God is, get to know your true nature in God, the self. We can also refer to God as the true self, the seer beneath the sense organs, that peers through the sense organs, that uses the faculty of the mind to operate this mechanism here, simultaneously operating every other mechanism in existence. appearing as though it is not one, and yet I tell you, it is one. And we are one with that. This whole world will perish into dust. And so, ultimately, awakening's good, eating better, eating well, all of this enhances the spiritual process, allows us to reconnect ourselves with the Creator. So I'll leave you with that. May God, may the universe bless you all. If you do not believe in God, if you do not believe in the universe, then I wish you all the best. And I hope that you come to discover God for yourself so that you don't have to believe in someone else, but you can believe in the true living God, because we are all the temple of the living God.